Are the Wizards trying to make Darryn Peterson the Rookie of the Year? Let's talk about it. It's the Hoops Nerd Show. All right, guys, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel like always. All right, so the Washington Wizards got the #1 pick, but I do not think they're going to have the Rookie of the Year. I'm sure someone will come back and comment on this video at some point, maybe. But the reason is the team building that they've been doing does not make sense to me at all. Obviously, they didn't know they were going to win the #1 pick. They went out and got Trae Young before the lottery, probably just in case they didn't win the lottery again, which they ended up doing. But that move takes the ball out of AJ DeBonsa's hands. There's no way to look at it differently. AJ DeBonsa is going to be very good with the ball in his hands. The problem is that he's got to share that workload with Trae Young. They have Anthony Davis on their team, which is he's a great player. He wants to play the 4, and so does Alex Sarr, so I don't know really how that's going to work. But that's another player that's going to have the ball in his hands. But the thing that makes me wonder what is going on in Washington is that we have a new rumor about DeMar DeRozan. The Washington Wizards are talking to DeMar DeRozan, another player that needs the ball in his hands, another 10 to 15 shots to someone that isn't AJ DeBonsa, right? And so I don't understand what they're doing. I think it doesn't really matter. Darryn Peterson is going to be in a spot where he is going to score the ball a lot, and he's going to do extremely well. But because the Washington Wizards are going to have players on the floor that are taking the ball out of AJ DeBonsa's hands, the worst being Trae Young, I don't get it. And that contract they gave him means that he is the focal point of that offense. 100%. You don't pay a player over $200 million for 4 years or whatever it is to not have him be the focal point of your offense. And I don't know who they're competing against. For Utah, they just decided that the future is the most important thing. And when the Lakers gave an insanely huge package for Walker Kessler, the Jazz said, "Are you seriously going to offer us that for Walker Kessler so that we don't match?" Okay. And what that does is it allows Darryn Peterson to come into this season. It just shows that the future is the thing for this Utah Jazz team. Now, everyone's saying on a side note about Walker Kessler that the rebuild can't go forever. No, what is going on is the Jazz are building. They're not rebuilding. They're building around their superstar in Darryn Peterson. And all the players around him, whoever they add, has to fit with what he does. It's why they re-signed Jusuf Nurkic. Nurkic is only going to make Darryn Peterson's life easier. In fact, you could argue that Jusuf Nurkic is going to be a much better fit with Darryn Peterson than Walker Kessler would have. Walker Kessler would have been a pick and roll big. He would have sat in the dunker spot on offense, and he would have gotten offensive rebounds and putbacks. What Nurkic is going to do dribble handoffs. He shoots the 3. He is going to make passes to cutters, Darryn Peterson being one of them. And the Jazz are going to have at times a 5-out offense with Nurkic and Jaren Jackson Jr. And you know who is going to benefit from that? Darryn Peterson, because he will get shots from 3. He'll get shots driving to the basket. Every single thing this Jazz offense is doing, and the way the Jazz are building this roster, is to make Darryn Peterson succeed. Now, it was a little bit of a perfect storm for Utah. The team had just an opening at shooting guard, and that's who they got with Darryn Peterson. But they have not done anything after the fact to take the ball out of his hands, right? And that's what's so head scratching about what the Wizards are doing. Why would you try to get DeMar DeRozan to take the ball out of AJ DeBonsa's hands? It makes no sense. It really doesn't. It would have been like the Jazz drafting Cam Boozer if they were going for fit, knowing that they have Lauri Markkanen and Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 4 to draft another 4 like Cam Boozer. If you're just thinking fit, it makes no sense. After you draft the player, you have to think fit. And that's what the Jazz are doing, is they are making sure that the fit works, right? So they get Yusuf Nurkic. They get an insane offer for Walker Kessler. They decide that it's okay. We're going to take the unbelievable pick package that they sent us, and we're going to move on. It makes a ton of sense. The Utah Jazz are making very smart moves. And if you just kind of pay attention to the big picture of what Utah's doing compared to someone like the Washington Wizards, I don't understand what they're doing. And I'm not a Trae Young fan at all. So I'm very glad he's not on the Jazz. Keontae George is going to be incredible. Him and Darryn Peterson are going to be an incredible duo in the backcourt. They will share responsibility. They will both play off of each other. If one's running the pick and roll, the other can get the catch and shoot threes on the other side of the court. They have a spread floor with Lauri Markkanen and Jaren Jackson Jr., who can both shoot the three and also do some things on offense. And if you pass them the ball, they're going to score. That's why Darryn Peterson is going to put up numbers this year, not just from scoring, but I would be really surprised if he doesn't have at minimum 3 assists per game, at least. And it could be more depending on how this season goes. And then you have Yusuf Nurkic, who is going to be able to play from 3 levels, whether it's the mid-range with that little push shot he has. He can play the dunker spot if you need him to, but he's also going to be at the 3-point line to hopefully spread the floor. And if he can knock down threes at an average rate, that makes this Utah Jazz offense absolutely lethal. And Darryn Peterson is going to absolutely thrive. All right, guys. I think Darryn Peterson is going to be Rookie of the Year. I think he would have earned it whether the Wizards would make dumb decisions like they're doing now, regardless. But even so, it's going to make it even easier. Let me know what you think. Can Darryn Peterson win it? Is it going to be AJ DeBonsa? Is it going to be Cam Boozer? Let me know in the comments. I will talk to you next time.